at increasing its contribution to the national GDP to 20% by 2030. I was speaking about this subject this morning. We did undertake 6-7 years ago that we wanted to enhance our manufacturing as a contribution of GDP from 9 to 15%. Unfortunately, it went backwards from 9 to 7.2%. It is the reason why we are now deliberate and intentional on making sure that our policy initiatives speak to manufacturing directly. The reason why we have in our budget this year incentives on how we can use local paint. And I was very pleased, Madam Kabashe told me that they can get all the paint they need produced locally. There is therefore no justification whatsoever for us to continue importing paint which we can manufacture locally. And that is why we have, in our budget this year, provided for incentives for local production by making sure that those who want to import it pay some measure of taxing. Same thing we are doing around manufacturing in other areas. Steel manufacture is another area. We have developed sufficient local capacity. There is no justification anymore for us to continue importing steel, which we can manufacture locally. Same with cement, same with furniture. These are among the issues we are doing, which are intentional, which are deliberate, and which are practical on making sure that we build our manufacturing capacity. And I want to tell Isuzu East Africa, as I tell all our other manufacturers, you can count on the government of Kenya to continue to provide these policy interventions so that we can enhance local manufacturing. For us to get to 15% manufacturing as a percentage of our GDP in the next 5 years, and for us to get to 20% by 2030, it has to be deliberate. It has to be intentional. It has to be practical. It cannot be through guesswork. We just have to be deliberate on what we are doing. Of course, as we do that, there will be issues raised from different quarters. I have encouraged our brothers at the Kenya Association of Manufacturing to work with us on this trajectory. And I was asking them the other day, how can the Kenya Association of Manufacturing be opposed to incentives that enhance manufacturing? It's a contradiction, isn't it? Yes, it is. I mean, they should be the ones celebrating what we are doing to enhance manufacturing. The challenges included policy uncertainty, because that's what Madam Kapashe has said, and instability, especially regarding tax laws, absence of a long-term roadmap for the sector, high costs of production, low volumes, inadequate skilled personnel, regional integration challenges, poor incentives, and the vexing matter of vehicle importation age limit. All this is a conversation we have had for a while. It is my intention to make sure that we get ourselves to the realm where we are doing what is right. A national automotive policy is now in place as sessional paper number 1 of 2022, with mechanisms to support industry growth such as assembly regulations and tax procedures, public procurement framework to support preferential procurement of locally produced units, national policy on local content or Buy Kenya, Build Kenya, and vehicle leasing to government institutions. Let me say the following, that we will expand our government leasing, vehicle leasing program to include many, many more areas, including all our forces, whether it is our military, We're going to be working now on working with NYS, the police, as we are doing at the moment, prisons, and even ministries. We will begin the journey to make it possible for our local manufacturers to supply vehicles to government. The only request I am making to you is that as we buy locally, as we buy new vehicles under the leasing program, you have to guarantee us that these are locally manufactured vehicles employing Kenyans. I was very happy to listen to Madam Kavashe that if we do a few things, we can double the vehicles being manufactured from 11,000 to 24,000 in 2 years. I will do what I have to do on my side. You have to promise me that you will deliver the 22,000 vehicles on your side. And I am asking the ministry, represented here by PS Kombudo, to give me an appointment with these good people, especially in the automotive industry. In the next 2 weeks, we need to have a meeting. And when you come to see me, please prepare yourselves so that you come and